Hey, what's up guys? Pete over here, Craigslist Hunter. Yes, it's been a while. Been on vacation, enjoyed it very much. Whole family, me, my wife, my girls, went to Costa Rica. Unbelievable time. And I shot a lot of footage, so down the line eventually I will cut up something nice so you guys can see what we did. I probably got 4 to 5 hours of different footage, so I gotta find the best, juiciest, little clips that I can put together for you for like a 15-20 minute movie so you guys can see it as well. But right now we're gonna talk about January numbers and sales. Incredible! Guys, I haven't had sales like this in January ever. Unbelievable. And I know a lot of you are saying January sucks, nothing's happening, no sales. I'll tell you what, 62 grand. We did over 62,000 in January. It must be best January ever, for us at least, better than December last year, so incredible numbers. Let's break this down. Let me show you what we did, what we sold, and also I'll show you 20 to 25 items that I think you should concentrate looking for because those were incredible sellers in January. So let's get into this. All right, so check out this screenshot. I'm gonna put it on the screen. $62,642 from January 1st to January 31st. Almost 6% higher than December. Isn't that crazy? And here, let me throw some numbers on top. So we sold 671 items, averaging about 22 items per day, which is very good. And the average selling price about 93 bucks. And I love staying right around that $100 number because when you keep doing that, even though here and there you're gonna be selling some smaller stuff, but every 10 items you're gonna sell something big, that average stays up there. So if you can manage that kind of average, you're gonna do very, very well. All right, let's get in. Let me show you some of the cool items that we sold in January. All right guys, let's get into this. Some of this stuff is very interesting. So first up is the manuals, jukebox manuals. I picked up whole box, probably about 45 to 50 of them for like peanuts. I basically got like 50 cents a piece into these and they're selling already. Average price is about 40 bucks. I'm selling them between like 30 to $50. Look at this one. This is Racola, $14.93 jukebox manual. $29.95 with $6 shipping. Guys, when you run into this kind of stuff, and especially in big volume, pick it up because this stuff will sell. Yes, it might be a little bit long tail. You're waiting for the right buyer. You're waiting for that guy who needs that manual. But when it hits, it hits. So great pickup there. Next, everybody knows about vintage, sports gear, where this is a vintage 1997 Chicago Bulls hat sold for $60. I picked up the whole collection. I think 5 hats, all from 90s with original tags on them. Paid $10 a piece on these. And look, 60 bucks, free shipping on this one. Chicago Bulls championship era, sells all the time. Don't even hesitate, pick it up. Third item here, vintage, pretty rare. It's a Stiletto style knife. This is made in Italy, 13-inch knife overall. Stiletto stuff sells. People want this, especially the vintage ones. So don't ignore knives when you are at the garage sales or flea markets or state sales. Always keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, #1 seller in my shop are knives. Knives. I sell a ton of knives. Most of them in the shop, but if I got a lot of duplicates or doubles, I'll throw them on eBay and sell them on eBay. Look at this one, $79.95, $8 shipping, and I think I got 20 bucks in this one. So great little flip right there. This next item is such a fun item, and I actually had 2 of them come in within like a month. A little bit different. Both of them were a little bit different, but they always sell and they sell really good. It's not like any crazy money, but I think I gave the guy like 10 or 15 bucks for this one. This is Victorine CDV 710 model. It's a radiation survey unit. It looks like almost a Ghostbusters thing, or if you go to Chernobyl checking out for radiation. Very cool. Sold for $54.95 with $15 shipping. Stuff like that sells because it's different, it's unusual, so always keep an eye on things like that. And this one was in really good condition as well. Next, parts. And parts always bring decent money. This is Weber electric grill power cord heating element. Paid $5 at thrift store, my local thrift store. I don't remember which one, but $60 free shipping. You can't beat that. You know, a tiny little thing, maybe weights, you know, 10-12 ounces, under a pound, easy to ship. Keep an eye on stuff like that. Parts bring great money. This next item, I love picking up chests. Chests sell really good, and this set here was very detailed, carved. It wasn't like ivory or anything like that, but it was some kind of material that looked like a bone, and it was so detailed. It was incredible. It was really nice, nice set. This one sold for $129. We picked it up, came into the shop, we picked it up for 20 bucks. $129.95 with $20 shipping. Guys, pay attention to chest sets. The glass ones, they sell really good as well, so it's always a good flip. Guys, next is something that I bought already last year, like half a year ago, end of summer. Had to wash it and hold on to it till about mid-September. That's when we listed it. It's a Cabela's Guidewear Gore-Tex Extreme Weather Parka. Guys who buy these are using this stuff for any kind of expeditions they're doing in the middle of nowhere, somewhere up north when it's very cold, or basically for ice fishing. And Cabela's is very well known name now. These are about $200 when they're brand new, sometimes even $249. This was a great size, 2XL. I think I paid either 35 or 40 bucks. And we put her out for $140 because there's not many of them out there available for sale. And I thought it was gonna sell actually a little bit quicker, like in December, but we had such a mild winter that it took a while. So it sold beginning of January, great flip, $140, $15 shipping. Love Cabela stuff, sells good, very good. If you're selling clothing, look for that brand because there's only so many stores out there, and people like that name. Snap-on. I always talk about Snap-on. Snap-on tools sell really good. This is actually a vintage Snap-on, 1.5-inch combination wrench. It was old. It was actually pretty beat up. It still brought 50 bucks, and I think we paid like $5 for it. So you can't beat that. That name just sells by itself, so always keep an eye on Snap-on. Next, some electronics. And this one took about a month, maybe month and a half to sell. I priced it up there because of the condition. It was really nice. A lot of times they'll have scratches, nicks, and things like that. Adcom, it's a very popular brand, at least it was, especially late 80s to mid 90s. And this one sold for $224. Preamps, you know, there's not many preamps out there for sale. That's why you got to keep an eye on stuff like this, and especially from a good brand like this. Shipping 25 bucks. It wasn't big at all. Preamps are usually not as heavy as receivers or big amplifiers. Great flip. I think we had 50 bucks into this, so awesome profit on that one. This was a pretty cool sale. I don't know too much about toys. I'm constantly learning on stuff like this, but we picked up this big bundle a few months ago and actually fished out like 2 or 3 figurines out of the whole bundle and put them out separately. Then the bundle we sold, I think, for $5.25. I think it was over 100 figurines. I got it on one of the videos, and this is one of the ones that we sold separately. WWE Hardy Boys Jeff figurine, original metal with the belt, little belt that comes with it, 70 bucks. So basically we had nothing in this. Sold for 70 bucks with $7 shipping. Love stuff like that. Next, more tools. It was a busy month for tools. Tools are selling really good. SK Professional 25-piece socket set. Look at this sucker. $600. I think we paid the guy $250, either $225 or I think it was $250. It's still a lot of meat on the bone. At $600, I would love to do this every single day, buying things like that, paying up a little bit for them, but look at the return. It took a couple weeks to sell this one, and it was heavy too, but that's why we have a shipping of $44.50 on it. So Pay attention to that name. SK, Professional Tools, brings good money. Quality stuff brings big money. Next, again, another tool, rigid. Now, anytime you're going to get rigid wrenches, they're always going to bring money. But if you can find long wrenches, like 36-inch, like this one, and then made out of aluminum so they're light, that's when the money comes in. So look at this one, $99.95, pretty used up, but brand name again, rigid, and it's aluminum, 36 inches long. So keep that always in your head when you're hitting those garage sales. You see big wrenches laying out there for plumbers, and especially when they have a brand name like rigid on them, it might be worth picking them up for a few bucks. I think this one we paid a guy $20. Like I said, sold for $99.95 with $25 shipping. Alright guys, all these next three items that I'm going to show you are all thrift finds for peanuts, and the return on these was incredible. So let's check this out. The first one is this Pure Air 3000. I found this at my local little tiny thrift shop. $6.99 I paid for this sucker. Can you believe this? With the remote. Great condition, and everything worked beautifully. They had no idea what they had, and this sold within just a couple days. A small thing too. I mean, maybe about 12 inches tall, 6-7 inches wide, about 6-7 inches deep. One of those air purifiers, man, keep an eye on those, because look at this, $225 with $30 almost shipping, right? $26 shipping. Incredible. Little Harley Davidson mirror, just a single mirror. Guys, break these off. They get bumped on a bike. Things happen. They need to replace only one. I paid $5 for this, also at the thrift store. $35. It had, I'm not showing the picture here, but on the other side, when the chrome side is, it had some scuffs and scratches. So if it was in perfect condition, we could have got more, like $50. But this one was a little bit beat up, so that's why $34.95 with free shipping. Still a great flip. And then again, one of the collectors must have bought this, because what you can really do with this little TV, not much. Those TVs, Sony little Watchmans, are kind of obsolete to be used for unless you plug in some kind of source to them. So maybe you can still use it as a radio. It has a built-in AM/FM radio in it. So maybe that's why somebody bought it. But I gotta believe that this was a collector who bought it because it had a manual to go with it. Original box, everything was in a really good condition. Although there's quite a few of them always available, they were massively produced back in the day. So once again, thrift store find. I paid like $4.99 I think for it. Sold for $33.90 with a free ship. So keep an eye on stuff like this. Sony always sell. One of the best names in electronics to sell. Alright, this next item, it's actually one of our own scales. This scale broke and it didn't work correctly. Just because it displays here some number on it, you would put piece of gold or whatever you were trying to weigh, and it would mess up and it would glitch, do all kinds of stuff. So we sold it strictly for parts and repair. As you can see, that's what it says in the title. Still brought $60, because somebody who works on them or needs parts of it can still, you know, I'm sure use it or fix it. New one costs about $300, so we bought an identical brand new one, put this one out for sale, sold for $60. So things still sell even not working when they're good names and good quality product. Next, even though that it says pre-owned, this was like a brand new item. Although it did had a one little scuff up front, you can't see it here, but originally came in an original box. It had all the paperwork, original remote control still wrapped in cellophane, a plastic bag. All the cords were original, wrapped up. Everything was there. The box was so trashed that we had to throw it away. It sat at somebody's garage for who knows how long. It sold for very good money. We paid the guy $25 for this unit. Sold for $130 with $25 shipping. Next is an item that we had in the shop actually for a good half a year. Was a great display unit set in a case. It's an antique metal wire fencing mask kind of helmet. It was a beautiful piece. It really just like artwork, really, when you think about it, and especially when something is, you know, this old. This was probably, I want to say, maybe 20s, 30s, so almost 100 years old. We like to have stuff like that on display in a shop because it's a conversation piece. Although I was asking, I think, in a shop for like $300, then we dropped it to $250. It sat there and really no bites. It's hard to find a buyer in a shop for something like this. It would take years probably for me to move it. But then we put it online. It took about a month on eBay. Boom, gone, $189.95 with $20 shipping. And I think originally I paid $65 for this mask when it came into the shop. Here's a very cool item, and this came from a local picker who brought me a bunch of vintage electronics. A lot of them were damaged and in horrible shape, and we had to just basically trash them, throw them away. But there were quite a few good pieces that we were able to salvage and resell. And one of them is this Vega subwoofer, 12-inch sub. We had actually two identical ones. They both sold within a couple days, $69.95 with $35 shipping. And I paid him $10 for each sub. So this was very, very nice flip. This is very well-known name. Carwin Vega, very good company back in the day, made in USA. And guys who are into this kind of stuff, they love it. And you can get very good money for it. So keep that name in mind, Carwin Vega, very good brand. Not only making subs like that, speakers, they made great amplifiers, very good company. Next is a very unusual item that came in actually in a bundle of different things that we bought from this lady. Mainly little household stuff, kind of tchotchkes that I usually try not to buy. But she said, just give me a few dollars for a couple of these boxes. That's what we did. And in one of the boxes, we found these vintage Japanese hand-painted fans. 4 of them. And Vicky priced them for $40. And they sold very quickly, probably within a week, maybe 2. $5 shipping. We had hardly anything to this. So something new to learn, that vintage Japanese hand-painted fans sell. And they sell for good money. So you guys learn it, I learn it, something new in January. So Craftsman routers. And I keep selling them every time I get them. The older ones from 80s, 90s, they bring good money. And you can get them dirt cheap. Excuse me. I think we paid like $5, maybe $10 at the most for this router when it came into the shop. Look, sold for $44.95 with $20 shipping. Keep an eye on Craftsman routers from 80s and 90s. Because I'm telling you guys, every time I get them, they sell. All right, next is a very cool item. We got it also in a big bundle with lots of different old vintage photography equipment, old cameras, although we had to throw away quite a bit of stuff because it wasn't working, it was so beat up that it wasn't worth putting it on. But still, even out of that bundle, I think we got maybe $5 in this, I think even less than that. It's a vintage Darkroom timer, model 300, sold for $39.95, $15 shipping. Wasn't that big, it was maybe a size of something like this, piece of paper. So very thin, easy to ship. Keep an eye on stuff like that. Although it did take some time to sell, probably 3 to 4 months before we got a bite. Next, you've probably seen this in one of my videos from a few months ago. I bought a bunch of these brand new TVs from Eric when he was doing the hoarder clean out. And this was brand new in original box. The box was a little bit dirty, but it was all sealed up. $200. This is a little bit bigger unit. This was a 13-inch TV, but it had speakers on the side. So don't, like, when you see a 13-inch TV, those 9, 13, and even up to 19-inch color TVs, gamers love them. So don't walk by them. If we can find one, they can bring some good money. They're tricky to ship, but if you're willing to spend a little bit of time, if you find like 13-inch Trinitron by Sony with a remote, guaranteed $150, if not $200. So keep an eye on that stuff. All right, guys, this is gonna be the last item I'm gonna show you, and it's a pretty cool item because the guy walked into the shop. He says, "I don't need this anymore. I totaled my car." He had a Model S Tesla, And as you know, all these electric cars need a cable for charging. So he says, I no longer have a car. I don't need this. Let me sell this. We gave him 50 bucks. It sold instantly. We probably underpriced this a little bit. There's not much this stuff available, meaning original. Priced it for $250 with $20 shipping, sold instantly. So I don't know if you're gonna come across stuff like this, but if you ever do, pick it up because this stuff sells quickly. I guess they're very expensive when they're new, original from Tesla, or if you get misplaced or it breaks or whatever happens. So keep an eye on this kind of stuff. So this was a great flip. All right, guys, so the bottom line is finding the right stuff and selling the right stuff. Stuff is selling. Like I said, this was probably the best January that we ever had. Over 62K. And you're gonna have questions. Well, Pete, what really you making? We usually run the business on about 50% profit. I usually pay about 1/3 or less for items that come into the shop. And obviously, if I go out there on the street and look for stuff at thrift stores, garage sales, I'm gonna pick it up relatively cheap. As I explained in this video, what I pay for certain things. But after said and done, we usually run it in about 50% profitability. So when I'm throwing a number out there for like 60,000, we probably made half of that. And then I got other expenses, so you do the math, but people always want to know actually what you made. So we usually run on about 50%. Stuff is out there, you just got to find the right stuff and things are selling. How many items we have on average? That's a very important question listed in our store. Usually about 1,500 right now. I think right now a little bit more, maybe about 1,700. So I think that number for me, it's kind of sweet spot, 1,500 items. I think you can do very well with about 500 to 700 items if you're doing this gig by yourself, if you know what to look for. You don't need to have any more in an inventory to have steady, nice flow and good cash flow. If you can keep an average between 50 to 60 bucks, I always tell everybody minimum 30 and higher. But if you can keep it at around $50, $60 average selling price, you're gonna do very well. And if you're gonna manage between 500 to 700 items, you're gonna do just great. Me, obviously, we run the whole crew. I got, a couple employees. I got a business partner, Adrian. So there's few of us running the whole show to make this happen. But it's very doable. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this type of video, please give it a thumb up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. But before I go, guys, I want to mention one last thing because I haven't talked about it much on my channel. We did a video, a live show video with 3 other creators. One of them is John Cincinnati Picker. It was done on his channel. Then Lonnie Garage Flips and Ronnie Heart Pickers. We're doing a reseller rally event coming up this year in September, exactly September 26th. Last one we did was in Chicago, my town, 2017. I don't know if you can see it there in the background. This one is going to be September 26th. The tickets for this are coming up very shortly, just in a few days. I think they're going to go on sale at 10 a.m. February 20th. Very limited, only 200 tickets. The main reason, only 200 tickets, because we are renting out the whole boat. It's going to be on Ohio River in Cincinnati. Very cool, full dinner, drinks, nice cool party for about 5-6 hours on a boat. Lots of resellers getting all together, so should be very fun and entertaining event. And of course, we're gonna be there already day early on Friday. We're gonna hang out after the boat party, stuff like that. So if you want to be part of this, I wouldn't wait too long on these tickets. I got a feeling they might sell out really quick. So the link is gonna be below. If you're interested, click on it. It will give you all the details, question and answers, what's happening, when, where are the hotels and things like that. Very cool event. If you want to be part of it, just in a few days, February 20, tickets go on sale. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.